Hello, my name's Emily, and it's really busy around the holidays, so this is going to be a quick video, but I'm going to give you my 10 rules for writers. Number 1, write every day. Some people will tell you that this isn't that important and you shouldn't push yourself that hard if you're also in school or working or living the life of a normal social person, but I challenge you to check and see if those people have any books in the bookstore. Writing every day is the best thing you can do for your mind, and it's the best advice I've ever received as a writer. Number 2, remember that nothing good begins that way. It's a real challenge to create something good, and it takes a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and effort, but it's worth it. You'll get there. Number 3, don't spend a year deliberating on your first draft. Get the first draft down quick. This is your clay. You can use that clay to create bricks to build your story out of, and once you have the first draft done, you can check to see which bricks you actually want to keep. Once you finish the first draft, you can see what you have to work with and see which bricks you actually want to carry all the way to the completed draft of your novel. Finally, you'll be able to find the tools you need to use to build a house from the bricks that you've decided to keep, as well as the new ones that you'll make along the way. This is just a metaphor for the revision process, which I've talked about in another video. Number 4, if possible, go somewhere without internet access and just write after you finish watching this video. Number 5, rewrite the beginning more than anything else. Once you get the beginning right, the rest will be easy. The beginning of a novel sets the tone for the rest of the book, and you can't really work that voice back in during the editing process. Tip number 6 comes from author Susan Campbell Bartoletti, who says that your protagonist needs to be on every page and possibly every paragraph of your manuscript. This is what we call voice, when the protagonist's personality comes across even when they're not talking or sharing their thoughts with the reader. Even just in the descriptions of your setting or the way the reader is introduced to different elements of the story. Tip number 7, go for a walk every day, even if it's raining, even if it's 100 degrees, even if it's a blizzard. In my experience, you'll notice something new every time. It's really research. I'm feeling a little guilty because I don't follow this rule. I know, it's my own rule. But I wish I followed this rule, and that counts, right? Number 8, writing is lonely. Get a dog and take your dog on those walks I mentioned in number 7. You'll both be glad. Number 9, have an assortment of mugs for hot beverages to keep your fingers nice and warm during winter typing. Do this because it's fun, and also because you'll have to wash dishes less often. And finally, number 10, if you are unpublished and you're working on a longer work such as a novel, take a break and write something else. Write a poem or a short story or an essay. Work on these for a while until they're ready, and then submit them to journals or reviews for publication. It'll still be hard to get accepted, but even a few small publication credits will help you feel validated as a writer, and you can take that energy back to your novel. If you're a teen writer, I talked about publication opportunities for you in this video. Now, the important thing to remember about rules for writers is that everyone has a different list. Does that make them more like guidelines than actual rules? Lots of writers have published or posted their lists of rules for writing, and if you read enough of them, you'll figure out that none of them are exactly the same, and a lot of them even contradict each other. Thank you so much for watching! Let me know which of these rules you think is especially effective, or let me know your own rules that you have for writing. You can tell me either in the comments below or by tweeting me at IBelongInABook. Cheers! Oh, and P.S. This is my lovely mug from SipSwap, which is a hashtag on Twitter that happens every year in November. If you missed it, mark your calendars for next year. You get to connect with other writers and you get a nice new fancy mug out of it, which really helps you out with rule number 9.